Hey guys, Nicole Virgil here. I'm so excited that you're joining me as I head to the backyard for our first garden to table video. Today, cilantro. So first thing we need to do is get into the garden and harvest some cilantro. I'm using a sharp knife here so I can cut it pretty close to the ground. You want to leave maybe an inch or an inch and a half. And since cilantro loves cool weather and it's fall at the time of this cutting, all this cilantro is going to grow back in a week or so. It'll be pretty full. So I'm taking a lot of cilantro today because we're going to make some cilantro pesto, which you need a lot of cilantro for. Like everything we harvest from the garden, you want to give your cilantro a good rinse. Fortunately, cilantro is pretty tender and the stems can be kept with the leaves for making pesto because there's a lot of flavor in the stems. When you're harvesting some other herbs, you might want to remove the leaves and use the leaves only, but in this case, you want to keep the stems in there. That added flavor is going to be worth it. I like to use a salad spinner. It's just convenient for drying out my greens and herbs, but you don't have to have one of these. You can just wash your greens or herbs in a pot or a bowl and then dry them out between two dish towels. That'll work just fine. But one way or another, you got to get those greens pretty dry. The rest of this recipe is pretty simple. You just need to get a bunch of ingredients that you'll see listed here on the screen, and you're just going to put them in the blender and then blend them together. That's not the tricky part. The part where people run into trouble is with the quality of the blender they're using. So this recipe and most pesto recipes, they require something fairly powerful. The more powerful the machine, the smoother your end product will be. So we like a really smooth pesto. We're using a Vitamix blender here, and I'm certainly no representative for the Vitamix company, but it does work very well. If you're winding up with a pesto that's not as smooth as you would like, you might want to consider a different blender or food processor. So that's my tip there. Blend away. So I like to make my food look pretty, so we're putting some Parmesan cheese and a little bit of garnish, cilantro garnish on top. Please feel free to eat your pesto on whatever you like, though. Add it to sandwiches or chicken or anything you like. Thanks for stopping by, folks. Catch you next time.